How about some... How about some news? You know? Weave a web of chivalrous delusion in Battletome Flesh Eater Courts. The magnificent pageantry of the Flesh Eater Courts has been revealed in all its gory glory. Virtuous Arc Regents led chivalrous knights and doughty serfs across the mortal realms, all sworn to the banner of Usharan, Mortarch of Delusion, and his war of red errantry. Errantry, huh? Could tap this down just a touch. The last centerpiece tier list was 2 years ago. Yeah, that is, damn, time flies, doesn't it? Doom King Tristan gonna build a commander deck from one of the AOS cards you made off the top of your head. Anyone in chat know if there's anything Bant? There's only one specifically Bant card. You might not like it. It's Teclis, representing all of Lumineth Realm Lords. The only other Bant cards are featuring one extra color to be 4 color. Ruboy Doss, thanks to the double turns. Watch streak reached. Ruboy Doss is currently on a 7 stream. I didn't know this thing existed. Achievement unlocks. I didn't know we had trophies and achievements. Hey, please enjoy your double turns, I guess. Yeah, Bant is green, white, blue. Yes, correct. And Ruboy Doss just spent 10k double turns to do this. 10,000 double turns is a lot of spirit energy. But I read your message and I saw it immediately due to the highlighting of it. Yeah, Croak is Bant plus red, for instance. I want to say Gloomspite Gits are 4 color as well. 4 color non-white. Oh wait, then that wouldn't be Bant, would it? Oh, right. You got me. It might just be Croak that's Bant plus red. Anyway, Battletome Flesh Eater Courts brings the royal household into the era of the beast with totally revamped rules that fully lean into the glorious delusion spread far and wide by the blood of Usharan. Damn, look at this awesome dude. Big, right in the middle of everything, all sorts of new models everywhere. This shit-ass bad model hidden in the back. Please don't look at me. I needed an update too, but I'm kind of in 2 armies, so we just didn't do it. That's a rough one, kid. The heroic paladins who lead the Flesh Eater Courts to war earn noble deeds points for performing feats of arms on the battlefield, such as conjuring powerful magics, chanting prayers, and engaging the champions and veterans of the enemy in mortal combat. You haven't had a chance to see the Wednesday show with commander cards. Is there a spot you posted the commander PDFs to proxy? No, I made them on a website with 1 trillion advertisements. But they can be right-clicked and saved as just the same as an NFT, and then you can print them off with a printer if you feel like it. It's on MTG, oh geez, what's the website? MTG Custom Card or MTG Card Maker? Hold on. MTGcardsmith.com. And then my account on there is Heywoah, and it features all of those cards. It features all the cards. All 35 of them or some such. And they're mostly finished, I think. I don't think I'm tweaking them anymore. It's time to do the show. Maybe at the last minute when I'm recording, I'll find some typo or something, but I think they mostly do what they're going to do. Your Magic cards are being fundaged. I mean, yeah. Your favorite models? Honestly, the Winged Gore Warden. I rather like those. They're rat beasts. I just needed them on any sort of mount, because it didn't work in my head that Crypt Honkers and Flayers were supposed to be knights on horseback, but it was just a big guy. I need the two things. And now we got the two things. You wouldn't proxy a car. Alright, let's get to some rules, shall we? Noble Deeds. Each time a friendly FEC hero successfully casts a spell that is not unbound, give 1 Noble Deeds point to that hero. Oh, you aren't getting these. Your heroes are getting these. Okay, so are we putting little dice next to them then? Each time a prayer chanted by a friendly FEC hero is answered, give 1 Noble Deeds point to that hero. Okay. Each time a friendly FEC hero fights, after all of its attacks have been resolved, give the hero a number of Noble Deeds points equal to the number of wounds and or mortal wounds caused by that hero that were allocated to enemy units. Do not count wounds or mortal wounds caused by that hero's mount. Okay. So this is... that's a lot. That's potentially a lot. Yeah, Noble Deeds done dirt cheap. Well, ACDC. Each Flesh Eater Court's hero can have a maximum of 6 Noble Deeds points at any one time. Oh, okay, so after your Flesh Eater Court hero fights, you just put them at 6 in general. Okay. At first I was thinking these took a while to tick up, but I guess if they get into combat as some... Oh, it's not the mount, though. It's only the guy on top. So maybe... You know what? I'd have to recheck their War Scroll. I don't remember the guy on top fighting very well. I mean, probably this dude fights pretty well. He fucking better, Games Workshop. Anyway, this dude probably fights pretty well, but if it's only the dude on back, I don't recall their attacks being very impressive. So maybe it doesn't just get set to 6. Background's a banger. Yeah, it's Touch Music Circle. I don't know what it is in Japanese. There's too much kanji in there. It's old, but so am I. Bobble Needs, yeah. Maximum 6 at any one time. It cannot be given anymore until the number of Noble Deeds points it has is reduced to less than 6. That's what maximum means. You are right. That's the definition of maximum, but I guess, sure, we'll spell stuff out. That's fine. Perform enough noble deeds and nearby followers will enter a feverish state of jubilance, abandoning themselves to a feeding frenzy in recognition of the deeds of their lineage. Sorry, liege. And adding +1 attack in melee. Oh, word, okay. And 1 attack's characteristic friendly melee weapons used by friendly FEC units while they are wholly within 12. Any heroes that have 6. Okay, so you make Wind Fury totems. I see. This is kind of nice flavor-wise because, you know, this is a faction where they're kind of taking nobility and butchery and kind of smashing them together, right? So the first half is you're doing noble things, but then the hunger overtakes you and you go crazy. And so we have from one to the other. It's kind of neat. I feel like it'll take too long to get 6 of these. You don't really want your heroes in combat. Does it stack per hero 6? No, it says, well, they're wholly within 12 of any friendly heroes. So it's a yes or no question rather than a how many. It counts themselves. I like that part. So your Gakorkaja and Hero Man, you know, things who want to be in combat, they'll probably be chilling at 6 and give the bonus to themselves, which is kind of nice. Courtier models become rallying points for the serfs and knights who serve them at the end of the movement phase. They bellow rousing speeches, encouraging their mattermen to return to the fray with a renewed vigor. At the end of your movement phase, each friendly courtier can spend 1 of their noble deeds points to return a 1 slain model to his serfs within 10. Not wholly within 10, but within 10. or 2 of their noble deeds to return a slain knight that is within 10. Once again, not wholly within. Very good. Use this ability multiple times each turn as long as the required noble deeds points are available. Alright. And it's each courtier can do this. Okay, so you're mustering. You're regenerating. You're reanimating. Again, this kind of requires your courtiers to be fighting. I'm not sure if I want that. To be fair, Gakortiga casts 2 spells a turn. He does cast 2 spells a turn, and he's probably just being set at 6 when he enters combat. But then again, the dude on the back, I think he's just like clawing stuff. I don't know if that's so great. Thank goodness it's not once per round or something like that. Yeah. I think the difficulty is in very quickly getting a lot of these. Without your special hero men dying. I suppose that's the game. Ahem. Yeah, once per game on a 4-up. For each noble deed point spent, 1 serf, and then they just restate what this thing says. Yeah. Because aberrants are of royal descent, they can return whole units of serfs and knights, replenishing the ranks of their army while the enemy begins to falter. It is these same sovereigns who sit on the courts of delusion, weaving a veil of madness over their subjects. So, we got normal hero. Normal hero becomes a Wind Fury totem. I'll take +1 attacks. That's a good buff. A courtier does that and also can reanimate, well, what do we call this? Regenerate guys, I suppose. And then aberrants can return entire units, but I don't think we get the rules for that right now. In the first battle round, a Flesh Eater Courts player picks 1 of 5 delusions to apply to the battle. When the delusion of a crusading army is cast over the courts, all units add 1 to run rolls and charge rolls. If an abhorrent perceives a threat to their kingdom, they become defenders of the realm, adding 1 to save rolls for units contesting objectives they control. It's actually kind of nice. +1 run and charge is pretty good. Obviously, it's much better if you can run and charge, rather than only doing 1 of those. The Courts of Delusion. In the first battle round, after players receive their starting command points before the start of the first turn, pick 1 of the following delusions to apply during battle. There's probably more, right? Do you guys think this is a list of 6? Or are there only 2? There's got to be more courts. There were like 6 courts in the previous book. So, you thought they said 5? There are 5 of them? Okay. 1 of 5. Here we go. Nice. Good to see. Because a lot of the modus operandi of the new battle tomes are like, well, we used to have 6 of them, and now there's 1. Or now there's 3, and 2 of them are useless, or something like that. So it's nice to see that we're at least keeping a similar number. Add 1 to run and charge rolls, and then +1 save rolls, friendly Flesh Eater Courts units while they're contesting an objective that you control. Alright. This one sounds very good. This one less so, unless they have run and charge. Somehow. Even still, damn, I read +1 to save rolls I like. These potent abilities from the back form the backbone of every Flesh Eater Courts army and are supplemented by unique heroic actions. Oh, unique heroic actions, huh? And a full complement of enhancements, including spells, prayers, and command traits, and artifacts. No mount traits. At least explicitly stated here, all of which you'll find in the hallowed pages of Battletome Flesh Eater Courts. Cool. Alright. So we're putting a D6 next to every hero in the army, which is a little bit of bean counting. I wonder if these are the only ways to get them, or if those custom heroic actions they're talking about are ways to farm more. Without knowing anything else, I can't really speak on this. At the moment, it seems like it's tricky to get all the way to 6 right away. But we don't know what extra stuff there is. Maybe there's a command trait that just does it. Maybe there are heroic actions that let you farm them. Maybe there's a spell that lets you farm them. Or an artifact or whatever. You know, there could be any number of that stuff. And a few of their wizards are double casties. So... feels to you like they have the bouncing squishy heroes for buffs thing, which is quite similar to cities. You do need to have some risk and return, right? What was the Sunday preview? Is this something we haven't seen yet? Oh, this is the box that we saw. It features stuff. Cryptguard. Cryptguard new guys. Crazy Drummer Man. Hero, Long Rat, and... what's this? Oh, this is the bin that they put the War Scroll cards in. Okay. This is how they see themselves and stuff like that. And then Old Knights. Middle Earth Ghosts. A magazine. One of the big Christmas chompos. Red grass. Any corn players? The skull looks sad. Sad skull. Witchbringer. Blood-packed Damocles. As in the sort of. A tiny tank. I mean, it looks tiny. I actually don't know how big that thing is. Alright, so Sunday preview, kind of nothing. Those printed War Scrolls that are literally trashed 3 weeks after release. Only if they change the rules. Which is kind of between a rock and a hard place. Because all the players want them to change the rules. And they would rather not change the rules. They want to change points, because point changes are really easy. And it doesn't invalidate physical product that they sell. The solution is not to have to change the rules. But that's really hard. Provably. You wonder if the new Cryptguard will fully replace the old ghouls. Just like when the new version of Battle Line just replaces the current unit with similar purpose and similar look. They look basically the same, just updated a little bit with modern technology, you know? They're still just naked, wiggly zombie people, which is not, I don't know, it's not very inspiring to me. I guess I don't know. As it stands, you know, it's probably cheap battle line in an army that wants to play a whole bunch of like monsters and heroes and stuff. So I imagine you probably will be playing one or the other. They said they're not replacing just another troop. Yeah, so what we wondered originally was, are they replacing them officially? But the question, I think, was about player perception. Are these things just strictly better? And so they're not explicitly replacing, but they are intrinsically replacing them, you know, on the table, like how people would decide to play them or something like that, you know. I guess that's more what I took the question to mean. Apparently they're meant to be more like a glass cannon unit rather than chaff horde. Okay, so they're meant to like participate in combat in some manner. Not bad. Clam rats. You dread the day they decide to make a replacement for your precious legion of clan rats. Well, that legion of clan rats has been around for 150 years. Eventually they're gonna have to. Word on the street is a lot of Skaven stuff getting updated. over the horizon. Alright, is that all the news? I think that's all the news. Unless this thing talks about, we can see the models, which we looked at before. I don't like them, but I don't like zombies. Like, I'm a known zombie disenjoyer. Resident sleeper when it comes to zombies, or anything even kind of like zombies, which I consider these things thematically to be basically zombie. Just like wiggly, hunched, naked people. I sleep. They look better in a real sense, obviously, than the ones, than the previous Flesh Eater Court guys. But they just kind of, you know, that's what they're supposed to look like. Okay. Not everybody's battle line can be amazing, right? I think they're a big miss because these guys, you're seeing the delusion. A lot of the heroes, you're seeing the delusion. Especially main hero guy is becoming regal and almost elegant sometimes, or at least the implication of it. And these guys are just like, I don't know. I'm already ready for a replacement, but I guess they're supposed to be wretched. That's probably on the design doc, so fair enough. Matt Yee, thanks for the tier 1 for 32 months. Hey, what'd you miss? Not much, actually. 36 minutes of stuff. You think they'd pop with less green tinge paint scheme? Yeah, the paint could do for an upgrade, for sure. I'm just not all about wiggly zombie stuff, but that's like my opinion. The man who sculpted the metal Skaven GW still sells, just passed away. Big respect to the man who sculpted most of the old world dwarves. Damn. And they're still being sold. And they were made 50 years ago, or is it 30? 07s, I guess, in chat. As a veteran, as a Skaven player, you would not mind if most of the weapon teams would be moved to Legends. Most of them are kind of useless with ugly models, yeah. Batcav are cool. They're not, but peasants, me lord, yeah. The Batcav are good. Please be more than 8-inch move. Those wings don't look very... Oh, Photoshop error here, but that's fine. Sometimes that happens to the best of us. "10-inch flying." I'm thinking 9 or 10-inch flying. They're pretty burly, and their wings have just kind of stuff stuck between them. I don't know if they're crazy fast. I'm just guessing. This is a guess. Cool face shield. I like the special helmet he's got. Good cartoony face with the hands sticking out of her. And the Omega Lol. The fucking Omega Lol horn blower. But I think I like the helmet one. This guy's found himself a helmet. Cavaliers are the most chivalric persuasion. Require powerful wing-edged steeds to carry them into battle, descending from the heavens to sunder enemies' ranks with a pulverizing charge. Alright, here it is. The spike. Give him the spike. And some... Everybody's waving. It's got the cup, like cupping the hand. Vargolf Courtier, yeah, long rat. Which do be looking kind of basic. I like the super long arms. That's kind of Nightmare Creatures-esque, you know, and the spike stuff. Everything else, you know, it's just like a visual upgrade of the exact same thing we had before. I suppose that's fine for people who like that. They're hungry, so 12-inch flying. Oh, word, okay. They look like Rottweilers whose names are Buttercup and Princess. Yeah. Hopefully Princess's ribbon drops. Okay, there's weeping sores all over its body. It's kind of gross. Nice head. It's okay. Abhorrent Cardinal. Looks a lot like an orc, but maybe that's just me. Nightmare creatures? Jesus, you're up late, aren't you? Yeah, 7 o'clock, time for bed. Oh boy. Nightmare Creatures? Was Nightmare Creatures the game, or was it the second one that had unlicensed, illegal Rob Zombie music in it, and then when you bought the game, there was no music in any level of the game. It was just straight, it was torn out right before it released. And so the entire game has no sound, no music. I think that was Nightmare Creatures 2, I want to say, but I don't know. Maybe a Googler can find it out. I like his hat. I like his stave and all the rings. But there's cool shit on the sprue for the couriers. Yeah, I hope so. Or courtiers, I mean. And then here's a guy, you know, all of my complaints before were, yeah, it's just, you know, it kind of looks like what it's supposed to. And here I'm going to say that, but it's a good thing. Imagine that. Situational goodness. This guy is an executioner. He's got the executioner robe. He's got the executioner hood. Don't make him bald. Just give him the hood. He's got an executioner axe that looks great. He looks exactly what he's supposed to look like, and I like it. Unlike some of the other stuff who look exactly like they're supposed to look like, but it's boring. I think this guy is charming and classic. Anyway, good work. And then here's the box. Alright, and then we can watch the World Championships. But the World Championships on their stream? Jeez. Oh, jeez. Though the Age of Sigmar and 40k events were happening at the same time, and I clicked on the stream while I was working, and I'm like, I'll watch the AOS champs, that's fine, you know. And they would show like a few minutes of the Age of Sigmar match, and then they would cut to the 40k match, and then they would cut back and forth, so you could never just watch one, and they would always interrupt something that maybe you wanted to see. And so half the people in the audience wanted to see the Age of Sigmar stuff, and half the people in the audience, okay, more than half the people in the audience, wanted to see the 40k. And the fact that they kept cutting each other off, everyone was mad. They were all united in being upset. And even the people who liked both games, even they would simply rather watch all of one of them. Or have both of them on 2 monitors or something. To say nothing about the time that each game got or anything like that, it was sort of like kind of mucked up. I don't know. Use a side channel. Let the 40k people watch theirs on one channel, and let the AOS people watch theirs on the other channel. But they probably didn't have enough commentators for that, I would imagine. But they did have the cameras all set up for live streaming on each of the different things, so they were halfway there already. ESPN cutting between a football and a basketball game. Yeah, it's like actually cutting back and forth between football and baseball. Leaving probably no one happy, just let me watch the game. Imagine $1 billion company having more than one stream. Hey, you don't get $1 billion by writing checks, right? One stream. We gotta tighten our belts. There was a non-GW French stream that covered the AOS better, except it was in French. Alright. It wouldn't take much. Commentators were good. They were enjoyable to listen to, I guess. I had to keep turning them down because I was working on audio, but... Anyway. See if we got this. Oh yeah, playtest doc, got that lined up. Technically we have rules for the Christmas grot, even though this is like not tournament legal, and so it's just for funsies narrative only kind of thing. I don't think I care about that. I mean, I guess I'll read through it, but No stream, no Twitch acting. It's an unset card, yeah. And so I sleep and I don't care. You're legal in a tournament or you don't exist, essentially. Yeah, it doesn't even have points, so this is for fun. Movement D6 plus 7. Thanks, I hate it. Hey, good thing this isn't in main game, right? After it charges, pick an enemy within 1. Roll number of dice equal to the modified charge rolls for each 4-up enemy. Oh, okay, so it's got straight up Stonehorn charge with the same number. Nice. After it made a normal move, run or retreated, pick one enemy it's passing across on a 4-up, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic unit's melee weapons. Gross. And grot bells. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made with friendly Gloomspite gets units while they're wholly within 6 of this unit. But add 1 to damage. Alright. Any math wizards? One of those is good. Hey, alright, I don't know. They made a war scroll for the funny thing. That's okay. It's a very un-war scroll. That's alright. They're just having some fun. They can have all the fun they want with stuff that's not serious and not meant to be played, right? Yeah, things funny. Or ostensibly it's funny. Let's move on. Where did the guy with the guts for a wig go? He was earlier. Right here. The judge.